But Robbie, supposedly we have progressives in Congress now. So where's the resistance with this? I mean, it's clear as day that Nancy Pelosi and all these other corporatists are taking advantage of insider information to gain more stock. So where's the resistance from the squad? Instead, this is what I see. So here's an article by Business Insider. It says Representative Ilhan Omar shows details about her warm relationship with Auntie Nancy Pelosi. What I mean,
Oh,
what was the point in voting for these people?
look, I say that. I mean, look, my whole take on this, it's like it's a bunch of sheepdog and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's always like we're gonna run these people to tell you exactly what you want to hear, until they get into office and then they pull you right. Um, or they make excuses. That's the biggest part of the squad thing that's gotten me, heated because it's not like the things that they've done more or less have been like towards the right. It's just that they haven't really done much of anything at all except make excuses for like the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. Um, you know, it's really hard to put your faith in them when it's, because I feel like specifically for AOC, she only fights losing battles. Like I don't know, like I don't know what she does. Like, can somebody tell me what they do? I mean, because we haven't seen. I mean, look, people can defend them all day. I know there are people who have built massive Twitter following,
Yeah.
specifically being a AOC Stan account or a Bernie Sanders Stan account, and they do nothing but defend them all day long. Uh, which, if that's what you want to do with your life, then fine. Make excuses for politicians that make excuses. Go right ahead and waste your time. But you know, the fact of the matter is that you can't really point to much and say that they've really achieved any kind of progress pulling the Democratic Party left or pulling policies left, anything like that. If anything, they have nothing but a history of getting smacked down by the
Mm-hmm.
Pelosi wing of the Democratic Party every single time. And the Democratic Party hates them. By the way, I mean, we just saw that big hubbub, which was, in my opinion, not really much over anything, but it just showed you. And what I'm referring to is I don't want to misattribute it. I think it was a Politico story of Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. She was her campaign or her PAC donated like
Yeah.
$165,000 to a bunch of establishment Dems, and they don't want it. A lot of them don't want it because they hate you. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know why, because you've done nothing but really play ball with them the whole time, and you're a fundraising machine. So, but Democratic representatives, especially hot seat Dems, are petrified, apparently, of having an attack ad run against them by the GOP, by their GOP competitors, that they're taking money from socialists
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, which AOC is nowhere close to being a socialist. And but that's the GOP branding thing that they actually got right. I mean, if you're going to mislead people, like, you got to do it every single day, all day long, until they no longer remember what the meaning of the word was originally. Nobody, this is going to come as a shock to no one that's watching your show. For the record, there is no left wing party in the United States, right?
I would
There's
say that
just
there's not even any left wing politicians in Congress.
no,
Maybe some city council members. I guess
nothing
like
close.
but
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna say nothing even closely resembling socialism. Nobody even closely resembling a socialist.
yeah.
A, but like, that's the GOP tactic going forward. It's the they smeared Russian assets. We're gonna smear socialism. We're gonna completely misconstrue the meaning of the word. Uh, but I must say that the AOC story in Politico, that kind of disbursement of funds from heavy hitters, right? If you're raising more than a lot of your comrades in the party, you kind of are looked at as someone that you can spare $5,000 for this guy's campaign, and you're kind of expected to do that. And it honestly, it happens all the time. And case in point, it happens with Nancy Pelosi's victory fund all the time. who Nancy Pelosi herself is probably the highest fundraising member of the House of Representatives, and she gives her money to half the Democratic Party all the time, and nobody says shit about that. Even though she's one of the most, like, you can actually prove she's one of the most unpopular people in the entire country. So I feel like it was a little bit much ado about nothing with that. I mean, there's plenty of stuff we can criticize AOC for. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, look, if you want to criticize her for giving all that money to establishment Dems, go right ahead. Even though she basically is one, so it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. And also, this is common practice, and I think because it was AOC, it kind of somebody wanted to make it news. But the fact of the matter is that they're not scared of being attacked over taking Pelosi's money, who is, like, again, one of the most unpopular people in the country. The Democratic Party don't want AOC's money, and they say it's because they're worried about attack ads, but they hate her, and they hate the squad in general, and they really look at them as something that's toxic to the party. Because if they didn't, they would have gladly accepted the money, and there would have never been an article written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's the takeaway from that story. So why she continues to go to bat for Nancy Pelosi, why Ilhan Omar continues to go to bat for Nancy Pelosi and establishment Democrats is beyond me, because you're working really hard for them, but they despise you, and they let you know that constantly. I just don't understand it.